Today I have with me Charles Herr, a clinical psychologist, and he has been immersed in nonviolent communication as well as focusing and their integration for a very long time. And he's going to be exploring with me the issue of focusing on social change.
Yeah, and I mean, our current situation really makes us feel a sense of urgency about how we can stay connected to ourselves and our humanness.
Yes.
As we create our relationships in our society together, because society is something that we're constantly creating together.
Yes, exactly. I like your point that we're always creating our society. We're always, moment by moment, creating the culture that is then creating us.
Exactly. Exactly. It's a dialectic, a continual process.
Yes, reciprocal.
Right. Exactly.
Creative movement.
Exactly. So that's one concept that comes from Gene Genlin's philosophy, and it's also part of Marshall Rosenberg, who developed nonviolent communication. He was also very concerned about using language that reflects process rather than something fixed in things. So that gets me to, I want to go back a little bit in history.
Rosenberg also was very interested in process language.
Right. And he didn't like to use the word to be, because that was, and Gene also, Genlin also talks about how is thinking. He
yes, it's a bad word, Gene says.
Right. When we label somebody, we say they are something. And that already defines a person. When a person isn't something, a person is always developing and changing. Becoming, right. And that's actually a phrase from the person I'm going to mention now, Marx. He talked about how in his vision in the future society we would be, his phrase, an absolute movement of becoming. That was his phrase for how he thought that we were not something formed by the past.
So Marx said that.
Yes.
We were an absolute
movement of becoming. Not something formed from the past, and not something by some previously established yardstick, but we were continually developing and creating ourselves. So there's a quote from one of the early writings of Marx, where he's talking about love. And trust, and he's saying that you can't really buy it.
You can't buy love and trust.
Love has to be given for love and trust for trust. And my expression of love needs to come from my own unique individual sense of my aliveness, my individuality in relation to you, or to whatever I'm relating to, should come from my real individual life.
Yes.
And to me, that we'll get a little further into that, but what excited me so much when I learned about focusing is I felt that it brought me in touch with my real individual life.
Yes.
With not in an abstract way, the way it was experienced here in my body as a living energy.
Yes.
And that's why I felt that focusing was kind of a de-alienating process. It was if the world that we live in kind of alienates us from who we are, disconnects us from ourselves, makes us a little bit like maybe a commodity or a role that we play. And Gene Genlin talks about this in the book on focusing, how it tends to have patterns that are imposed on us. Focusing helps us to find our own patterns, create our own relationships from our own unique aliveness of who we are. Come back to ourselves, and connecting in that deep way with ourselves, we connect in an authentic way.
Right. I see that link, that this quote of Marx that was so exciting to you about coming from and intending the other from the individual aliveness was a kind of aspiration and concept that was inspiring, but then focusing was kind of a method or an approach to actually in the moment doing it, right? Finding that aliveness.
Right.
What is this aliveness we're talking about? We like that word, but what is it?
But see, and focusing and nonviolent can give us actual steps give us
actual steps
things
to
we can
find
do to find
the aliveness.
to find it. Right.
So then we would be relating to the world, to the other,
from this right.
inside
Right.
that we can find in focusing this
right. Right.
feeling of aliveness
of
in
us,
our bodies,
of who we are, yeah.
particularity, and the particularity of the moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then, to go a little further in terms of what if we think about social change,
mm-hmm.
and
that's our big topic.
A big
tonight,
topic.
Yeah.
And if we go deeply into that, we're talking about some very profound changes, right? So,
yes. So we're trying to go from a world of machines to a world of living and coming from aliveness. Big change.
Big change. A revolution, really.
A revolution.
And so there's where focusing on nonviolent communication, I thought, these are two practices that if we incorporate them into how we go about making change, we increase the likelihood. There's nothing going to give us certain, but we increase the likelihood that the outcome will be one of partnership, collaboration, authentic relatedness, inclusion, very good.
It seems to me it's that these two traditions, if you will, provide practices that can help us in that co-creation, but also maybe not only practices, but attitudes, philosophies, perspectives.
Yes, all of that.
That can hold us, can inspire us, can motivate us.
And there's something in common really with both practices, because in focusing we talk a lot about how there's a value in pausing.
A big emphasis on the pause, the revolutionary pause.
The revolutionary pause, as Mary Hendricks put it, and it is revolutionary. That's my point. Is, for instance, if we have a relationship of domination, what can we do in that context to help move it towards more collaboration? I actually maintain that although it often is the person who's oppressed, as we want to call it that, or under the thumb of power, is often the one that's going to initiate change. But not necessarily always. Not always. A parent may have a rebellious teenager. And the parent may pause.
Yes.
And say, no, wait a minute. I know I'm getting triggered, but I'm taking a moment, I'm going to take a breath, I'm going to center myself, and I'm going to try to respond from a more centered place. So already, and not want to, there's an impulse that it can be easy for a rebellious teenager to want to control them, right? Because it's kind of like a reaction, But we try to step out of that. Pausing lets us step out.
I'm relating to this also as a therapist, that in some ways the asymmetrical relationship in therapy, one thinks that the therapist is the one with power. That isn't always true, or it's certainly not true in certain emotional dimensions. But when we're locked, me and my client are locked in some kind of dynamic, as the therapist, I'm the one that has to pause and just sort of reconnect with myself.
Right. Exactly.
And there you're coming back to Mark's idea of the aliveness, relating from the aliveness.
Right. Yeah.
And my aliveness goes when I'm locked into some kind of dynamic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.